Hey everyone, good evening. Real quick, I wanted to show everybody where the magic happens. When someone comes to my house for a makeover, I have my front room set up so that if I have dirty dishes, they don't see them. So here's what my front room looks like. I still have my Valentine's Day stuff up because, well, that's like my favorite holiday. So forgive me for not having March up. I don't really do St. Patrick's Day. This is my little setup. I have my ring light and everything that I need so that I can do a tutorial live or recording, or I can give someone a makeover. And what I usually do is have them sit in one chair, and then I have a second chair right next to where I'm at, and then they get this fancy little mirror to look at, and then we make all of our decisions together as far as foundations, highlights, contours, what matches them, and we do a process of elimination, and this works really well for me. So what I'm going to do now is plug my phone in because I realized I don't have a lot of battery left. And then I'll hang it up. And please pardon my dogs. They hear me talking and they're wondering why I'm talking. So I apologize in advance. So this ring light is really important. I'm sure you've seen other videos where whatever someone's giving a tutorial on, they use this. Handy for me, and it's really handy when I have someone over to I'm sorry. You want as much light as possible, as if they were outside in the sun in indirect light. So I asked a friend today, hi Mary Lou, I miss you, I hope you're doing really well. I asked a friend today what she thought I should do a tutorial on, and she said, I know. Take all your makeup off and then put it back on. Just a second. Shh. It's okay. And so I'm going to do that and add a few things in my comments as well. So the first thing I do every night is clean my face, which I hope you do also. It's very important that you remove all the makeup or lotion or suntan, whatever like oils that you have on your face. Not only that, there's so many pollutants in the air. You definitely want to clean your face really well every night before you go to bed. I have a couple of tricks to get my mascara off. I have these face wipes, and I just kind of grab my eyelashes in between and I gently twist and roll them a little bit so that I can get the most of that mascara off. Hi Kim, because there's nothing worse than waking up with mascara gunk in your eye, right? I've been using these particular wipes for many years. I would say probably almost 10 years. There's nothing fabulous about them. It's just that they work well for me. And I know a lot of, there's just many things out there that people can use. See that? It's just, if you roll it around like this, it just kind of comes right off. And because I had on my Maybelline eyeliner today on my waterline, I'm just going to carefully clean that up as well. And I make it a point to get everything off my face. That way I don't have any issues in the morning. Now normally, the next thing I would do is I would take this microfiber washcloth that I got from my sister recently, which is amazing, and I would use one of two things. I have Pond's Cleansing Balm, and it's a really neat new product. You just pick it up with your fingers, and while you're massaging it onto your face wherever you want to clean, it starts to melt and gets liquidy, which is really cool. If I don't use that, and I do alternate, don't ask me why, I'm just kind of like that. I'll use the Pond's Cold Cream Cleaner. Doesn't really have a scent. It's the same stuff your grandma used, that her mom used, etc., etc. And there's really nothing bad about it. I can't say anything bad about it. I can just say when I wash my face with it, it feels great, and it gives me a little moisture. In the evening, I'm sure a lot of us use some type of moisturizer. Maskcara has a 3-step cleaning program. It's called Milk. This is the moisturizer. And this is known to fix and help the skin recover from rosacea or scarring or age spots. A plethora of things that this does. I don't use this on a regular basis yet, although I am going to start using it eventually because I do have some sun damage that I'd like to see if this can help lighten up. Because I'm type 1 diabetic, I am extra dry, so a lot of times in the evening after I wash my face, I will put on Gold Bond. I know, it's crazy. Diabetic's Dry Skin Relief Hand Cream. I know it sounds very weird, but for those of you that live in the desert like me, you know how drying it can be. And I don't do like a whole heap because I also I put castor oil on my eyelashes so that they will grow. In the past, I've purchased the expensive Grand Lash. I think it's like $65. Hi, Jen. For a tube. It's about the size of a mascara tube, and it lasts about 3 months. And it's kind of like liquid eyeliner. So you take it out, and then you just, like you're putting on eyeliner, you just apply it. And that worked for me. But, you know, there's a lot of traditions passed down, and somebody told me about plain castor oil. $2.40 at Walmart for a bottle about this big. And I use that for my lashes. I also put it on my brows. It promotes hair growth, but it also does a lot of other things for your skin, one of which is it kind of reduces puffiness. In fact, my sister, who jumped on the bandwagon to use castor oil, I think she's been using it 2 weeks now, noticed that her puffiness under her eyes in the morning has decreased. So I encourage you to look up castor oil and see if it can benefit you, because it's a really good beauty product and it's really inexpensive and it's been tried and true forever. So once I moisturize my face, I usually don't have a plan of what I'm going to do as far as colors go. I get kind of weird sometimes. I'll want to match everything, and then other times I already will wake up thinking, you know, I haven't done this color in a while. I think I'll do this color. And so that's kind of how I fly. If any of you that are on watching have a specific like eyeshadow color you want me to try that you've seen me do before, or you're just curious if I can pull it off, type it in so that I can read it and see if I can follow you. While we're talking, I posted some questions just for kicks if you wanted to ask me any questions. So feel free to do that as well. But I have to tell you, I'll need to put on my cheaters to see what you're asking me. So I hope you don't mind that. Because I'm a mature woman, I'm 52 years old. I haven't been the kindest to my skin, but I was very blessed with pretty good skin. It's not oily or dry. It's a little bit of both. I haven't thought a lot about taking care of my skin. Now that I'm a little bit older, I realize that I should have, and I am now. And I haven't been terrible to it, I just haven't been great to it either. So one of the things that I like with Mascara Beauty is their 3D foundation. So the 3D foundation is actually encompassed in a little quad like this. The concept is to have a highlight, a contour, an everyday lip and cheek color, and then either an illuminator, such as one of these, this one's a powder one, or a second highlight. And I'm trying to read. Well, don't feel bad if you're just starting out taking care of your skin, because I think, you know, the good thing about our skin that I've learned over many years, I mean, it took me 52 years to look this good, is that our cells renew. And so our skin is the biggest organ that we have, but it also heals itself. Obviously, when we cut ourselves or we get a burn, I do that because I burned my neck not too long ago, or acne or a scar, our skin is able to help itself. So lots of water and moisturize, you know, that's probably the main thing you need to do. All right, so back to our 3D foundation. You want to find a color that complements your skin. Everyone's different on what they feel is best for them. You might go to, like, say, the mall, and there's a very fair woman who happens to have a darker color on her face. Maybe it's because she has rosacea. Maybe it's because she has acne. We don't know. And so as an artist, I try to help the customer find a good fit for them. And let me tell you how I do it really quick so that you know, because I don't think I've ever shown this. So we in Maskcara have tons of different colors for, hi Heidi, for our highlight. And what I do with a customer is a process of elimination, which makes it really fast and the guesswork is not horrific. And so what I will do is say, and I'll show them some colors, out of all these colors, what one matches what you normally wear. And if you don't normally wear foundation, because I did not, I mean, I'm just a bronzer and mascara person. I say this all the time. I grew up on a farm. I grew up running around with no shoes on, riding my bike all over Tarnation. My parents never knew where I was. They just told me when to be home. So I did not play with foundation till I was an adult. And then I didn't even care for it. It's too heavy. I don't like how it looked, etc., etc. This is a game changer because you don't notice it. Like all day long, you don't notice it. It's very interesting. So back to this process of elimination. So the customer might say, well, I think I'm closest. This is what I would choose, you know, in a regular store. So I take it and just give a little swipe, like so, and let them, you know, pat it or whatever because, you know, I'm the type of person, if I'm going to buy something, I want to feel it. I want to be able to be up close and personal. So I'll do that, and then I'll maybe go a hair darker and do another color swatch right next to it. I'm going to look over here in this mirror. And if you can notice, I have currently I have rosy cheeks at the end of the day. I don't know why, I don't know what it is, but what would you recommend for pasty white? We actually have two really light colors, and you'd be surprised how many people wear these two colors who live in Arizona. And we also have an amazing bronzer. We have a powder bronzer and a cream bronzer, and it definitely works really well. I always forget to put mine on nowadays because it's kind of, for me, not summer yet. But when I come to do your makeover, we'll play with that, I promise. All right, so back to this process. So as you can see, let me move that. There's two different colors, and it's showing my red and my normal color skin. And I'm just gonna do one more different color just for kicks. Do it over here. And then sitting down with you, the customer, I'd say, okay, which one of these three do you think is best? And then you, being the ultimate decision maker, could say, well, I'm a little red, so I like how the middle one doesn't show anything. Or I'm, I like to look a little tan, so I'd like the last one. And we decide together what's going to work. Right now, on the last few days, I've been kind of questioning the highlight I've been wearing because it has looked a little different. Whenever your highlight looks, your foundation, your highlight, looks a little like textury maybe up here or cakey somewhere, you probably need to go a little lighter, or pardon me, a little darker on your choice of highlight. Tricks of the trade. So just basically, that's what I'll do, is we'll find that, and then same with the contour. I'll have you cast a shadow on your forehead. See that little shadow right there? I will have you cast a shadow on your forehead. Let me put my glasses on. I want to see who this is. Hi, Sadie. And then what I'll do is another process of elimination. So I'll say, okay, we're going to try to find the same color as the shadow. And I know that's odd, but it makes so much sense. So the first thing I'll do is go into a light color and I'll make the shadow. Can you guys see? See where there's a shadow? Not a shadow, shadow. And then I will let you, the customer, kind of compare. If a shadow that you're trying to create with any of these contours, and we have many of them, looks muddy or dirty, we don't want that. We want something that's very compatible to your natural shadow. And the good news is there's actually one contour, it's right here, that is called shadow, that 9 times out of 10 works for everyone. I have played around with different shadows because that's just me and I like to try things out. So that's how we decide what your palette is going to look like. A lot of times when the weather changes, you will change your palette. Obviously, if you get a little bit of a tan, you'll want to go a little darker, etc., etc. The really neat thing also about these palettes is these are individual and they're magnetic. So if you run out of lip and cheek, all you have to do is go order a lip and cheek. You don't have to buy another whole palette like you would at Ulta or CoverGirl. This makes it so much easier. You just replace what you need to replace. There's also, and each of those colors is highlight, contour, lip and cheek, and they're $14. The illuminators are $16. So if you were to buy 2 highlights, a contour, and a lip and cheek, that'd be $56, and you get to pick a free quad. So here's the eyeshadows, and they're half the size. So you could fit 8 eyeshadows in a quad, or 4 of these. And then let me just show you, if you haven't been on my website to see all these colors, there's some really cool shimmers, there's mattes, and then down here is a glitter, up here's a glitter. It's just fun stuff. So to get started, moisturize my face, it's good and clean. The first thing I do every time is I get my sponge damp, actually run it under warm water, and I wring it out really good, and it's nice and damp. And then I take some Stay Spray, which is kind of a primer, and I just spray it on my brush, and I put that all over my face. And this smells like a vacation. So if you're like a couple of the people I know that were just on a few minutes ago, I know where you work, and every day you need a vacation, so this is amazing when you use it. And I just pat that around just to get a little bit of a primer going. I think MAC sells a primer very similar. You just spray it on and it grabs your makeup in. It works really well. This little bottle is $29, and your If you get a new compact, this should last you 3 to 4 months, and this as well, especially if you use it in a controlled way. If you just spray it randomly, it might not last quite as long, but pretty close. So the first thing I'm going to do is grab my B squared brush. We have tons of different brushes. I can't even tell you. This brush I like to use because I have mature skin. So when I use mature skin, I don't want a lot of product setting in my pores or my laugh lines or what everyone else calls wrinkles. So I use the end of my B squared for my highlight, and I just stamp it like you're going to do a stamp. Get a little product on, and then I kind of stamp it into my face. And this is a brand new color, not color, I should say, a brand new tin. So it's a little bit thick. And these are all cream. So the really nice thing about these creams is they feel good, they blend really well. And if you do suffer from, say, redness on the cheeks where I do, you can actually use 2 colors to conceal that redness if the first highlight color that matches just about everything doesn't get your cheek covered. If you can look really close, can you see? I don't know if I need to turn my light up or down. Let me know if I need to turn it up or down. You can see no product and product. And it's super, I'm telling you, it's very light. And the other great thing about this product is you can layer it. So if you're the type of person that does like a little bit thicker, you can do 2 things. You can use a 30-second hack brush. This end of the 30-second hack brush holds a lot of product, and so when you put it on, it's rather heavy. Or you can do what I'm doing and go over the face once, take a look, and if you feel like you need to add more, then you do that. I keep looking over to my right because I have that mirror so that I can see better. Normally, when I apply my highlight, the phone, the ring light is much closer. I put it a little farther away just so change things up. All right, so this is my #1 highlight, and I do put it over my eyelids because it also serves as a primer. Super easy, and it feels really good. Next thing I'm going to do is grab my contour using the same brush. Why not? It's already in my hand and it feels really nice. And I'm just going to find my cheekbone right underneath it. This contour is kind of like your push-up bra. You put it right under the cheekbone, and it actually makes you have cheekbones. You can probably see now that I'm facing forward how it defines my face a little bit. Makes my chubby face a little bit more defined. Another spot that is a good spot for your contour is up here on your forehead. This is very good for concealing if you have a larger forehead and you want to cover that up. And then my favorite thing about this contour is when I do my jawline, I come straight down and then I come across, and I make sure that I get it on my cheek and under my chin, because this is going to hide my cute little jowls that I've inherited from my mother. And once I do that, I just blend it downward. A lot of times I'll blend as I go. And for your cheeks, you know, that is I don't know if you can tell, but I kind of go in an upward motion, and I don't really for sure blend everything in until I get my lip and cheek on. The next thing, if you've ever watched my videos before, is I do my nose. And I am forever trying to contour my nose because I wish I could change the end of my nose. I don't like how it's large. So I've watched several tutorials. I'm still trying to find the right one for me. But what I'm attempting to do at this moment is just, give myself a little bit of shadow on both sides, and then I'll go in right here and highlight that a little bit more. And with my nose, I usually just wait and I keep trying to fix it until I'm satisfied. So that's it for the contour. And then I just take my sponge, it's still damp, it still has Stay Spray on it, and I just press it in. The reason why we press is it gives you this very interesting, it kind of melts the highlight and the contour together, so it's more natural looking. And I'm telling you, this nose already is bugging me. You press it because if you, watch this, if you rub it, it rubs your color right off. So you just want to press it. And since you've already sealed your face, you're not going to get a lot of gunk in your pores like your mom's makeup. All right, after the contour, we choose a lip and cheek. Do you guys have a specific one you want me to show? I've got some neutrals, some good summer colors, and I also have some pinks and reds. Do any of you guys have a preference? If you have a preference, just type red or neutral, you know. And I seldom know what I'm gonna wear on a regular basis. Most women who I do makeover with, when they come over, I usually try to pick opposite. So I got neutral, okay. I usually try to pick opposite of what they normally wear just so they can see a different look. One of my friends said neutral, so I'm gonna still let you pick. I have, this is called Bear, and it's very, very light on me, and it almost doesn't show up. This one is called Nude. It's a really good one. This is a neutral, and it's called Plum. A lot of people think that Plum is on the blue side. It's not. It's pretty neutral. And then actually this makes a good neutral as well. So what do you guys think? Anyone? Anyone? Bueller? We got Bear, Nude, Plum, and a Frenchie or a Desert. Okay, if you're not gonna tell me, I'm just gonna pick. All right. Plum, you got it. Which is kind of funny because my personal palette is Plum. That's what I use more regular than not. So here's a little trick I would not do to you, but I would suggest you do if you are not a master at a master of cheeks, is to take it, Nude or Plum, okay, is to take it, it's very, very creamy, and then make 3 dots. You start right by the apple of your cheek, and you work your way up, and then come in with the same brush that we've used for everything else thus far, and then you just tap it a little bit. Let me look over here in the mirror. And see how it just blends pretty dang easy. And then I take my Perfector sponge. If you don't have one of these, you need to get one. It's pretty cool. And then that's that. If I feel like I need a little bit more, like in front, I'll just grab a little bit more and then put it right where I want it. And you really can't make a mistake with these products, I'm telling you. If it was hard, I sure as heck wouldn't be doing it. So you gotta know that it's pretty dang easy. Again, I put that same color on, just 1, 2, 3. This stuff will last you probably longer than 3 months, depending on how much you use. It's very weird right now looking in my mirror because I'm seeing a little bit of purple. Do you guys see that as well, or is it just me? I mean, granted, I don't have my glasses on. Just remember to blend, blend, blend. All right, so I have the neutral, and because I'm that girl, to make things easy, I'm gonna take the neutral, kinda. Yes, it's just me. I'm gonna put it on my eyelid. Same color, okay. And I have beady little eyes. I'm not ashamed. It's just how they are. And so when I put any first color on, and I'm not gonna lie, I usually use the same lip and cheek on my eye. I go a little bit above the crease to give my eye a little shape. And then later on, if I decide to add more, I do. But this right here could be all you need if you were one of those people that likes to look a little dolled up but not too crazy. So that's that. The next thing, and you know what's really interesting? Everyone that's watching right now is a pro at eyebrows. All of you have like wonderful eyebrows. I'm not an eyebrow guru, but I have gotten better. And I'm going to show you real quick. I just use this, it's called an Everything Angles brush. It's very helpful for me. And I dip it into an eyeshadow. This eyeshadow right here is called Kohl. And little rule about, somebody said today, eyebrows are not twins, they're sisters. So they don't have to look identical. I'm constantly trying to get them identical, so now I'm not as crazy. They make your face, yes. If you don't do eyebrows or blush, I think you're nuts, because the blush wakes you up, makes you look alive, gives you color, and then the eyebrows frame your face. You're so right about that. So what I do is I start at the base and then I make a nice guideline of where I want the shape to go. This is a little lower than I wanted. A little trick here, just because I erred. You can take your little spoolie and go back and forth with it, and it like erases. Kind of cool, huh? So let me try that again. Yeah, I have found out that not to be afraid of eyebrows or doing your eyebrows. I have tried many colors and many, like I've used contour. I've used yes, sisters, never the same. I never knew that. I'm an old lady and I never knew that. Why don't we share our secrets more often? It's crazy. All right, so all I did was made my little line, and now I'm just filling in. I grew up with Brooke Shields, okay? So the bushy eyebrows have always been something that I've done, and I honestly don't. I have never considered microblading. I've never considered waxing. I've yet to have my eyebrows waxed. There's just a few wild hairs, and I take care of them, and I call it good. Maybe I need to investigate that a little bit more, but it's been fun for me to play around with different colors too, to see, you know, do I want to look angry today? Exactly, angry eyes. I love bold brows. Yeah, and you have beautiful eyebrows. Yours are shaped beautiful, and they just look so good on your face. Jen, they're perfect. So that, and I've decided this week that I really like the Kohl. It's a little bit, well, it's a little bit darker than my old natural hair color. So that's that. Then I'll move on to I always go back and forth. Then I'll move on to a little bit more color. This, like I said, could actually be your only color. It's simple, it's easy, and it's all in one little thing. So it's totally up to you, but we're going to be a little bit dramatic. So what I'm going to do is grab this cute little brush. I have to admit too, I was never really into makeup tools. I sold Mary Kay for a year. I earned a car, and I learned a lot of things when I sold Mary Kay, but I never really grasped the concept of good tools. But I am a do-it-yourselfer, and I have a lot of tools in my garage. And now that I'm getting more involved with playing around and experimenting, there are certain brushes that are extra good. And this one, guys, ladies, is amazing. All the brushes actually are double-sided. I don't know if you ever noticed that. They have double ends. But this one I like because it's really fluffy. It's easy to use to brush on. And then it's got this little more compact tip if you want to be more dramatic on the outside. All right, so what I'm going to do, I think, I never know what I'm going to do. I just kind of do it as I go. I'm going to grab a lighter color and put that on my lid first. Duct tape and glue. How do you get a car from Mary Kay? Well, I'm not going to tell you because I don't want you to sign up under Mary Kay. Mary Kay's policies may have changed because I sold Mary Kay a million years ago. One of the things you needed to have was a certain amount of sales volume every month, and you had a team. My sister says sell a ton of makeup. And your team helps you qualify, and once you qualify a certain amount for 3 months in a row, you get to have the red, I don't think it's what they use now, it was a red Pontiac. And then the next one up was a pink Pontiac, and then you go to your pink Cadillac when you become a director. I did it for 1 year. I earned a car in 3 months, and then after a year, I said, I'm done, and I moved on. Which sounds crazy, but join our team. Yes, you can join our team, and we can all work together. So here I just did this lighter color called Mama. You can see, and I also go underneath. I don't know if you guys have noticed, a lot of people, mainly public figures, are doing the underneath, and I keep telling everybody it's the style, so you have to do it. The next thing I'm gonna go for is this color right here. We got plum, we might as well go plum. I do like plums with browns. I like it all. And what I'm going to do now is just make a little windshield washer motion and get it right in the crease and right above it. And then a lot of times I'll just swirl the excess at the corner and then come underneath. Super easy. If I have any fallout, I just take the same end of my B-squared and kind of clean it up. Super easy, ladies, super easy. Same as this side. And I do want to say that another great thing about this company is Kara, the founder and CEO of this company, she doesn't care if I go ahead and instead of using mascara, all mascara products, she's fine with me introducing other things into your world that work, that are good. This is MAC colors, and a couple of these are very similar to what I'm using right now. And I could easily, MAC's a really good quality, I could easily pick up some of these and use them too. So don't ever think that you have to buy everything. The 3D foundation is actually where it's at. It's awesome. It's a life game changer. Everything else is icing on the cake. So don't ever feel like you have to buy everything if you decide to ever use this product. All right, I just wanted to point that out. I occasionally use this. There's a couple colors in here that make my eyes really stand out. When you put pinkish reddish against blue. It kind of goes really highlighted. All right, so I've got two of the matte colors. I think what I'm going to do next is grab a shimmer just so you can see. I'm going to grab this one right here. It's called Gilded. It's this one. Tap it off, and I'm going to kind of do the same thing but focus more on the corner and underneath. Super easy. And see that? Super easy. A couple of weeks ago, I want to say 2 weeks ago, I got a brand new eyeshadow color I've been wanting to get for a while because I've seen other artists use it in the tutorials and it's really pretty. It's this one right here. It's called Kin. And there's a few pictures on my Instagram of me with that. It's super, super pretty. So if you like a purplish Ginger Man. Okay, I'm just going to go a little bit more on this side and I'm good. So let's say I want to amp it up a little bit, which we all love to do. The best thing to do is go subtle, because as you go subtly, it just, to me, it's more seductive, I guess. So I'm gonna grab this color right here. It's a brown with a little bit of pink in it. And I'm just gonna do the corner to be a little bit more dramatic. And it's kind of crazy how that works, isn't it? Just a tiny bit. If you're not keen on that, you could always take your favorite eyeliner and make a little bit more dramatic right here. It just depends on your preference, really. So I'm looking and I'm thinking I'm finished. Let me get it. And I still look at my eyebrows and I have to make sure they're good. Maybe, Jen, you need to come give me a lesson. So since we're gonna go a little bit dramatic, I'm gonna share with you one of my favorite secret weapons. This isn't anything new. This was very big in the 80s. It's lining your waterline. This right here is a mascara, like a paint pot. This particular brand, Maybelline Eye Studio, in the color Espresso. You will put this on and it will be on more than 12 hours. It's pretty amazing in the waterline. I've only met one person that it didn't last, and I was totally surprised. So all I do is I'm gonna use a different brush. This is our multitasker. I'm just taking this tiny end right here, and I'm just going to slightly grab some product. And then I'm going to use my pinky and be really careful and put this right on my waterline, not on my lashes, right above my lash, right, you know, where the flesh color is. Then I'm also going to use the opposite side and get right in the corner here and drag it all the way across. The reason is when you drag this all the way across up here, it does tickle. Sometimes your eyes water. You have to get used to it. But when you drag this across, it makes your lash line thicker. It's just an illusion, but it's pretty cool. Same on this side. Just like that. Good night, Heidi. Kiss the baby for me. And then any excess, I like to just put slightly under to make it a little bit more dramatic. But like I said, you could stop anytime. You don't have to build and build and build, but go for it. If you go to work and you know you have like a meeting later in the day or an appointment, say you and your husband are gonna celebrate the anniversary, you can go to work looking, you know, light makeup, and then when you get into your car, you just bust out your 2 items and get a little drama. Oh no, my eyelash curler's in the other room. Dang it. I always curl my eyelashes, so this will be interesting. If you know me really well, you know that I love L'Oreal mascara. This is a new one. It wasn't even in the United States when I ordered it. It's called Unlimited Mascara. I believe now it's in the United States. It's a very bendy brush, and also this bends. Some people like that effect. I'm indifferent to it. But you're going to want to next do your lashes. If you're a false eyelash person, I have a tutorial on how to do that. If you ever want to play around and give it a try, it's actually, I'm not gonna lie, the first couple times I did it was very, very, very frustrating because I didn't know I should trim them, and I kept getting poked in the corner. So I'd get poked and then my eye would water, and another time I couldn't make it work, and I was very frustrated, and I thought, you know, I'm just gonna go get lash extensions again. I've done it before. It's not that big of a deal. And then I thought, well, I'm not a quitter. And a lot of the people that follow me are amazing, strong-headed, very persistent women. And I thought, you know, I've got to overcome this stupid little teeny tiny eyelash so that I can help my friends if they're wanting to learn how. And so last week I wore lashes every day for, whoops, oh look at that, isn't that lovely? I wore false eyelashes every day for about 4 or 5 days. And I wore the same eyelashes because I loved how the more, it's kind of like your jeans, the more you wear them without washing them, the better you fit in them. I felt that way about these eyelashes. I'm going to clean up my mess there. And it was amazing. So if you ever want to try the false eyelashes, I recommend you check out my video, because I told you if it's too hard, I'm not doing it. It's just, I don't have time. A lot of my good friends that follow me are career women with children and husband, which that's 2 full-time jobs. So who has time to fuss? So the way I've decided to practice putting them on, I feel like the tutorial makes it really super easy and doable. So check it out. If you ever do decide to try them, let me know, because I want to know what you think. All right, so my eyes are good. I don't think I want to change anything. And now that I have my mascara on and my waterline is done, I feel like my eyebrows fit better. What do you think? I think they fit a lot better. Okay, a couple of things I want to point out so I don't forget. So, I actually think I could use a little bit more blush. I have a niece who I love. She's a really great gal who recently started selling a product called Pure Romance. Let me know if you've ever used it. It's well known originally for sex toys and sex products, whatever. But I've never really paid attention. But as time's gone on, in fact, I know a few people that sell it. Besides, hi Megan, besides my niece. Anyway, they sell more than just toys and lubes and stuff. When are you heading? Oh, where are you heading after this? Nowhere. This was just fun to do. This actually reminds me when I was 15 and 16 years old and never got asked out on a date. I would stay home with my little 3 thing mirror, just like the one I showed you earlier, and do makeup all night. If you want to come get me, we could go hang out at Santan Flat or something. But this Pure Romance has she asked me if I would help her reach her goal, and of course I'm going to help her. I love helping women reach their goals. This is funny. It's called Basic Instinct, and what it is it enhances your pheromones. It's called a sex attractant. Thank you. I love doing these. It's fun. So this, you guys, is hilarious. What it's supposed to do is make men and or women be drawn to you. Okay, it came in the mail yesterday. I used it last night. You just roll it on wherever you have pulse points, and you guys all know. I'm kind of wasting it right now because my husband's not here. But you guys, this just for whatever reason, it smells so good to me. My husband has been chasing me for a day and a half. I think this is why. I really think this is why. And one more thing, this sounds really nuts, but my dogs are extra like needy lately. So if you ever want to try a scent that actually molds to you, it's not musk, it's not floor, it's like nothing, you guys. Get this, and you can do it through any Pure Romance distributor. I will put my niece's link on my, on another post so that you guys can hit it and check it out. It's pretty funny. This is $30. It reminds me of one of those oils, the oils that people use for healing and headaches and all that. Can't think of the word. Kim knows this because she sells it. doTERRA or whatever. But the thing about this is it's in a roller ball, and it's a little bit more liquidy than the oil, I think. I don't know. So I just wanted to share that with you. All right, now I'm going to go back to my contour that I used earlier. Same color. And actually, that's not the same color. I'm going to go to the same color. Essential oils. There, thank you. Same color contour that I put, here, down here. I'm really wondering what is coming next. You'd be surprised. When it's late, I get weird. And my sister and I have this running joke that don't ask me to cut your hair. Don't ask me to color your hair. Don't ask me to put fake nails on. Don't ask me to do any of those things, because when I do them at night, it never works out. I don't know. And I don't even drink, so that's strange. So, okay, same contour, same little brush I used for my eyebrows, which this contour is actually really good for your brows as well. I'm going to line my lips, and it's very hard for me to explain. It's just where your lip color and your flesh color meet is where I'm going to draw the line. Just really quick. And what this does is it helps give you a little bit of a pouty look. I have very ultra small lips. I think if money was unlimited, I would find someone. I didn't forget the lips. I'm working on it. I would find someone who does the filler like a legit person and get my upper lip done. I really think I would. Have any of you guys ever done that? I'm just asking for a friend, it's no big deal. All right, so I did that, and then I'm going to go back to my plum. I'm going to grab some more, and actually I'll use a brush just to show you I do have manners. You can actually put all this on with your fingers if you, let's say, you're picking up your boys from school and you have a meeting or something and you're just sitting in your car waiting. You can totally do this with just your fingers. Okay, there's my lips. And one more little item I just started using. $5 NYX. This is called Butter Gloss. Hair is a thing. Oh, for dang sure. Hair is a huge thing, and you have gorgeous hair, so I don't know what you're talking about. This butter gloss, I think this color is called Creme Brulee. Number 13 on the top. Living in Arizona, this keeps everything nice and moisturized. I don't want to say moist because a lot of women don't like that word. And it goes good with just about every lip and cheek I've ever tried. Just saying. All right, now comes the second highlight. And a lot of people wonder, what's the big deal about a second highlight? Oh, facial hair. Facial hair. That's another, you know, I actually was going to share how I shave my face. Maybe I'll do that next time. I have, in the past, done live videos of how I use a tinkle razor and shave my face. Crazy, I know. And it grows back and is never like hairy or anything crazy. It just grows back. I don't have a lot of hair anyway, but I do have some friends that do actually have little sideburns. They need to learn how to do that. All right. Where was I? We're getting to Illuminator. Illuminator is one of those things where people either know how to use it or they like it a lot, and you can tell the young gals in the restaurants who it scares the hell out of me. Okay, I'm 52 and I really don't have a lot of facial hair. I just don't. So relax, lady. Relax. I am actually currently taking biotin. I take 10,000 milligrams of biotin every night. I buy it at Walmart. It's a little pill. And it is really making my hair thicker. I swear to you, I'm not kidding. But just like the castor oil, it takes about 4 or 5 weeks of faithfully doing it to get the effect. There's also collagen. All right, so what did you say? Second highlight. I'm gonna show you some illuminators. What I'm gonna try. There's some cream illuminators, really pretty. And there's also these crazy glittery illuminators. And what I was saying before I interrupted myself, which I do all the time, is when you go to like a restaurant these days, the little hostess will be like, you know, in her mid-20s, early 20s, and you'll just be like, oh, illuminator, because they love their illuminator. I try to be subtle, except on special occasions, meaning like tomorrow when my grandkids come over for dinner, I'll be having all the illuminator on because I want to be sparkly because kids love glitter, right? Right. Okay, the next thing is my little palette here. The brightener. I would say you need to brighten your face, and you'll see if you look at magazines or whatever, a lot of makeup artists use another color to brighten. And all I'm doing is dipping in very, very sparse, and I'm going to come along my nose. See how that, look at the different color? Under my eye, and then come back down, make like a triangle. Just to brighten up the area. It's okay if you brighten up your nostril and the top of your nose if you want to draw attention. I do not, so I don't do the top of my nose. I'll show you where I stop. I just come on this side, same thing. Because as you age, your skin gets kind of crepey. You want to be super careful when you do this because the more you put on can tend to make you a little bit crepier. Not crazier, crepier. Okay, another good spot to brighten your face is right here. Hi, Deanne. Right up in here. You can already see the diff from before I just did it. And then I usually just take this other end and kind of blend it a little bit. So I've done under my eyes just a tiny bit right here, and I stop I miss you. I stop right about here. The gal that just hopped on has the cutest nose. Her very end is just slightly turned up. I love it. So she could like totally do the end, but I like to stop right here so that the attention stops right about here. And I'll probably go back and try to, like, even right now I can take my same brush I've been using all night and kind of darken the ends up a little bit to make me feel like it's hiding. Another good place, if you want to look super young, always lighten right here. Right above your Cupid's bow and these two little lines. I know there's a name for them. Don't ask me what they are. But putting a little bit of light right here gives you a youthful look. And then just a little right here. And that's it. That's all you do to brighten. And same thing, I grab my sponge. Pat, 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 wherever. Take a gander, see if I need to fix anything. I really do think I need a tad more of my neutral blush, so I'm just gonna grab it and put a little right there. Funniest little story, when I first, I never wore this makeup before I signed up to sell it. I know, that's crazy. Long story short, since my husband works most nights, I've been in the habit of getting all my work done early in the morning, and then as the day goes by, we get quieter and quieter so that he can sleep in peace. And I usually watch TV. I'm gonna grab a little more spray and put it on my sponge while I'm talking, just to blend it a little bit better. So I was thinking about cutting my hair, which I always am doing, and I was looking on YouTube for different things, and I saw this really adorable hairstyle. And the woman who was doing a tutorial was super cute too, and I thought, oh, I'll just stick around and watch. So as I was watching her, she said, well, let me tell you about my makeup. And I was like, oh yeah, she's pretty cute. I like her makeup. Let me just keep watching. And she kept saying mascara, mascara, and I'm like, I don't see any mascara. What, am I like losing my mind or something? And then I realized she was talking about Maskcara beauty products. And as I was watching, I thought, oh my gosh, I need this in my life. I tried to contour before. I want to look, I mean, age is just a number, right? I don't want to run around with a perm and gray hair yet, like my grandma did. I love my grandma, but I'm not my grandma. And so I thought, I need to get my hands on this product. So I sent the woman a quick email, asked her really fast, like how multi-level marketing her company went. She sent me to a website, which I now have my own. I read up on it and I was like, I sold Mary Kay, and I want to say there's like 3 billion Mary Kay, they call themselves independent consultants. Mary Kay is sold all over the world, right? Maskcara has only been selling their product with artists like me for 2 years. They've only sold in the United States. In my state, Arizona, there's like 367 artists. That's it. In Kentucky, there's, I think it's 78. In Utah, there's like 1,300 or whatever. The point is we have so much room to grow. I thought, okay, I'm not working for the sheriff's office anymore. I need to find a way to supplement my husband's income. I can do this. I've done it before. I've enjoyed it. I love watching women transform. I love helping them see their inner beauty. And it was very fulfilling for me. I had a young child. Well, I had 4 young kids at the time. And I felt like I did it. I'm done. But now that I'm available, I have, 4 grown daughters. I have 11 grandkids. I have time on my hands, so to speak, and I needed to make a little income. And most of my friends that I've had for the last 10 years have been friends working at the sheriff's office. And once I left there, I lost a lot of friends. It's very sad because, when you see somebody every day, it's easy to remember to say, hey, how you doing? But when you don't see somebody for months, we really need to make the effort. So I was thinking, well, it's time for me to make more friends, develop a team of women that are strong and independent and motivated and smart and funny and pretty and all those things. And I just signed up, and the kit came. It was like you had an option of a pro kit and a basic kit. The pro kit, you have just about everything I use now came in that pro kit, including brushes. I love payday. Yes, we get paid every Friday too. Maureen, you're so cute. Every Friday, the company gives us a check based on our sales the previous week. And so it's been an outstanding experience for me. So I decided to pay, it was like $425 with tax and everything for the pro kit. And I got it like 10 days later. I opened it up. I started looking at the stuff, and I was just like starting instantly in love. It's been several months. I have one team member. I have many customers. I wish I had more customers, and I wish I had more team members, but I'm trying to focus on quality, not quantity, because I really do want to work with great women that have great ideas and have experience, and if they don't have experience, they're ready. And when I worked for the sheriff's office, I was able to mentor many people, and I loved it. That's what made me tick. And I would love to be able to do that with young women, girls, and women who want to either be a customer or have take one step further and become an artist. That's why I always say, if you're interested, hit me up, because we're starting at the ground level still. There's still so much room for growth. And the person I signed up under, the one that I watched her hair tutorial on YouTube, they do a lot of classes online. And she was doing a class called How to Make Your Instagram More Productive. And I watched it because I'm not techie. I'm getting there. And one of the things she said, I have been a hairdresser for 14 years. And when this product came across and I had the opportunity to sell it, I jumped at the chance. And she said, I've been doing it for 2 years, and I was able to quit my job as a hairdresser full time because the money she is making being a mascara artist, and she's like an influencer. There's a lot of people signed up under her. Has afforded her that so she can stay home with her 2 kids and be a full-time mom. And her husband owns a business from home, and so they can do a lot of things. And it's been really fun to see somebody that young. She's like, I don't even think she's 35 yet. That young to be so successful and have that freedom, because we all know nowadays most families are 2 income. But this is a type of income that, me being diabetic and having been so sick, the last year, I'm trying not to get upset. I'm sorry. I never plan on this. I hate it. Sometimes I care too much and I hate it. I just felt like I wasn't dependable anymore at my job. And so, with a leap of faith, my husband and I decided that I needed to focus on my health. And I'm happy to say that I'm doing way better. I'm not 100% perfect. Thank you. But when this came across, let's see, I left my job in July, and it wasn't till the end of October I saw this product. And for some reason, I knew it in my bones, every fiber of my being, that I could do this. So I'm thankful for the opportunity. I'm not looking to be wealthy or
you know, live in a mansion. I love my home. I love all the things I have here. I just want to be able to continue supplementing my husband's income, and I'm getting there. I'm getting there, and I'm actually loving the relationships I've made and the wonderful people that I've got to meet. And I've gone to Ubunk a couple of times to work. I've gone to Tucson a couple of times, and I have to say there's still some days where I wake up and I'm just not well. And I've been able, this is a Wendy Williams trick to get your tear. Look, I'm crying and wiping and you can't even see it. I'm still looking pretty good. This is a job that if I'm not feeling good, I'm not disappointing anybody. I can just, okay, today I'm gonna, you know, post something different, or today I'm going to take it easy. And I love that about this opportunity. I really do. Now that I've bawled and everything, I think we can continue. Really sorry, I apologize. I just get very passionate about things. Okay, lastly, we're going to hit up one of the illuminators. And I'm digging the new powdered ones. I say new, they're, you know, when they came out, I'd only been an artist for a month. And this is a new brush. It's called the Best Blend Forever. It's Monica to your Rachel is what they call it, which is funny. So what I'm going to do is, since I have a little bit of plum on, I'm just going to grab this Photoshop one. This one's called Photoshop. See how that is? Just apply it, and then I'm going to find, this is kind of like ice cream, a Neapolitan. I've got my contour, my lip and cheek, and then I'm going to put my illuminator right on top of that. And then right under my brow. And then anywhere else, I want a little bit of shine. And that's going to be totally up to you. And like I said, you can see it on some people very dramatically, and others not so much. I like to put it right here. I apologize. My nose is now running. So that's that. I'm just taking a look over here in the mirror. Some artists will use their finger and then just put it right here. There are no rules, guys. There used to be so many rules. I remember when I was young, my mom had, like, it's called a draping party. I don't know if you've ever heard of that. Yeah. So the women would come in. She'd sit you down in front of a mirror. She'd look at your eye color, your hair color, and say, well, you're an autumn. And she'd put like a swatch of color around you. And if you looked good and say, she said, I was an autumn. Hi, I thought you were going to go to bed. She said I was an autumn, so she told me I needed to wear browns and tans and oranges, and I had to stay away from like blues or pinks. And I like believed that for years. I think it was, I think I was 18 before I wore a pink shirt. I'm not lying. And then I realized, oh my gosh, this is ridiculous. So there are no rules. Don't ever think there's any rules. There are concepts, there are ideas, but just break right through the rules. If you want to, you know, wear orange lipstick, go for it, because you know what? You only live once. All right, the other thing I want to show you is there's two types of bronzer. And this is for you, Jen. And the same brush I've been using, I'm just going to use the opposite end, which was made for these two bronzers. This one's a cream, so it's very pigmented, just like the lip and cheek. And then this one down here, yeah, is a powder. It's hard to even, don't mean to put my middle finger up. And I'm going to just go with this big fluffy end and grab the powder. I'm kind of swirling it around. And then what you want to do is just brush wherever the sun hits you. I'm deliberately doing one side so you can kind of see the diff. And then, nope, never the dark one. I was just going to say, I have not used this on a regular basis. I'm still trying to figure out how to use it because it's cream, and 2, it's darker. So I'm just gonna lightly grab a tiny bit because this stuff is wicked. Just a tiny bit, and I'll go on this side and let you see. Now, a lot of artists who've been doing this a while, oh yeah, it looks pretty nice. They swear by the cream one. I'm very content with this one, but we'll see. Once I get a little more sun, we'll see. And then the final thing, did I do everything, Kim? Lip, cheeks, eyes, illuminator. I think I'm good. I think I'm pretty good. Is you want to take your Stay Spray again and spray. Now let me tell you a little tip. We do have a Stay Spray with an SPF of 30. You like the Bella bronzer? That's the darker one. Yeah, I'm just gonna need to get it out and play with it so that I can master it. I just haven't done it yet. SPF of 30. These two have identical ingredients except for one ingredient. And I can't remember the name, but it's like this long. If you go to my website, wendylyork.mascarabeauty.com, at the very bottom, there's a frequently asked questions section. It has every product's ingredient single. Like, these eyeshadows are not all identical. And so if you go check the ingredients, you'll see this has different ingredients from this one, etc., etc. And you can check that out. There's one ingredient in this SPF that it irritates my skin. I didn't know this, so like the first week I kept using my face wipes and washing my face, and my cheeks were like super red, and I thought, man, you know, this winter is really, this was like in December, I said, this winter's really getting my skin. Then another artist asked, hey, does anybody know much about these Stay Sprays? Because I have a customer who says she thinks she's allergic. And an artist who's very experienced got on, she goes, yes, there's one. Hi. There's one element in the SPF 30 that is not in the regular that people are allergic to. So if you live in Arizona and you are really bad, like me, at wearing SPF, this is a really good... Yes, Gum Bucket. I'm glad you got an Instagram. I didn't know you had an account, so it's really good to see you. I recommend getting the SPF, but let me know first. Let me share mine with you so you can try it, because I'd rather you try mine than spend $29 on an amazing product and then have irritation. This one, and plus when you spray yourself with this one, for some reason it feels like I'm being sprayed with a fire hose. When I spray myself with this one, it's super light and it dries really fast. And I kid you not, last week we decided to go on a hike. I put my makeup on, which I never do before a hike, and I went on the hike. I sweated, I kept dabbing my forehead, and I kept looking down, and there wasn't anything on my hand. But I knew, I mean, I've done this hike many times, I knew I was getting sweaty. When I got home, nothing had changed on my face. This Stay Spray is worth every $29. It's amazing. And I cannot wait for summer to come here in Arizona, because I have read some comments from other artists who have customers in Arizona who praise this makeup, this product in 110-degree heat. So I can't wait to try it myself, because that's my type of personality. I gotta try it, I gotta touch it, I gotta smell it. All right, so this is the face, and then we'll take down my hair. It's getting thicker, starting to dig it. And that is my look. It's very simple. Of course, it only takes me, the other video I posted yesterday, I think it took me under 5 minutes to do all of this with just one quad. And like I said, each one is individual. Let me see if I can, well, this is a good example. Each one holds either 4 of your main highlight, contour, and lip and cheek and illuminator, or it holds 8 of the eyeshadows. If you purchase the 3D foundation with an illuminator, or excuse me, a lip and cheek, like my personal one, these are each $14. They're magnetic. Hot, yes, I'm very hot. Thanks. They're magnetic, so if you run out of blush, you just go and order blush. It's $14. That's all you buy. When you originally buy your product, and you buy, let's say, all 4, $56, you get the compact free. You actually can choose to have this compact or this compact when you buy your 3D foundation. Once you decide, you know, if you're the type of person like one of my sisters and you have to have all the things and all the colors, if you order enough to fit in a hack stack, which I really love this, it's a really good size, and I think that I could travel and be super happy with this and be done. If you order enough to fit in these, they will give you this free. So it's a really cool thing. Do you guys have any more questions for me? Did you see that questionnaire I posted up? I was originally gonna just sit here and talk, but like, you know how I cried not too long ago, I would probably end up doing that, so I didn't want to like spend a whole evening with you. I didn't want you to take time out just to watch me blubber and bawl. But while we're still here, I will tell you another cool thing. You should wash your brushes once a week. I use the Neutrogena unscented bar of soap, and I just turn my warm water on, hold the bar in my hand, take this and swirl it around. You don't need to go, see where it's really light here? When you press in your bar of soap, you don't need to press so far that you're going way down. These brushes are designed to hold product and let it go onto your face, so they're actually not that really covered. I used a highlight with this, I used a contour with this, and I also used a lip and cheek color with this same, and it's not bad looking. And then this is the end that I used the 2 bronzers on. So you just soap and water, let them dry overnight, and you're good to go for another week. However, if we're doing a class, or I came to your house and you and your friend wanted to have a makeover, I would use this product. It's sold by the company. It's called Restore. You just spray it on your brush. Let me see if I can find a... And then you just swirl it around. And, okay, this smells like a vacation too. Oh my gosh. And see how it's nice and clean? It goes a long way too. And then your end is clean again. And the really cool thing is it dries super fast. You don't have to dry it overnight if you, as if you would when you wash them at home with the soap and water. And then you have like clean brush. Smells good, good to go. Next person. And it's got some disinfectant in it too. But word of the wise, don't ever clean your brushes and get this on any kind of finish on a table, because the first time I used this, I took the cap off, I set it down on my office table, and I started spraying, and some of the spray got on the table, and then this little booger, I have a circle now like this on my table because whatever's in here is powerful. So be careful about that. That's it. Now my face is dry. It's unfortunate that I don't even know what time it is, but I know it's probably coming on 10 o'clock and I don't have anywhere to go. Typical. All right. if you don't have any more questions for me, I'm going to let you go so you can spend time with your family. Thanks for taking the time to visit with me. Tell your family thanks for letting me borrow you for a little bit. And if you have any questions about any of the products or the business or what my opinion is on this, that, or the other, or if you just want to shoot the breeze, hit me up. And you can also check out my website. Don't forget this, okay? Mr. Scumbucket, you did not get the full lecture on this stuff. I guess it'll be a mystery to you until you ask somebody. And I'll put my niece's link in my post. I'll do in a little bit here. Anyway, thanks for watching. Love you guys. Hope you have a great rest of your night and an awesome Sabbath tomorrow. And enjoy the day.